One of my favorite guys, the guy that gives his heart and soul to everything, to everybody. He's willing to come up, sacrifice, walk for the right things, close down Planned Parenthood, do the things that God directs him to do. He also has a deep concern about his 33 grandchildren. He don't want them infected with this disease of civil unions and same-sex marriage. Jim Finnegan, my hero.
Keep it short, he said. Wading through the whole thing here, and I'll do the best I can. You know, once or twice in a lifetime, literally, we face a crucial life decision. In my case, twice. I've been involved in the abortion struggle since January 22nd, '73. That certainly was one. Now we're involved in something equally as damaging and as destructive to family. The child is just as dead if we don't stand up and and speak up at this time. Sadly, on abortion, we've lost 52 million children by saying nothing, by staying silent. Now we have to maintain the marriage of our forefathers. Think of that. Who would ever think at this stage in my life, 76 years old, I'd be up talking about defending marriage? It's mind-boggling to me, really. Can this really be happening? Am I going to wake up tomorrow and figure out, you know, it's a bad dream? It just doesn't make any sense that this is happening. But God's gift is marriage to all of us. The strength of the country comes from the family unit. It comes from the children. Today I'm going to tell you a couple things. I'm going to talk about the 2 steps we have to take here if we're going to stop it. And we can stop it. If everybody at this get-together, you'd think we'd have 3,000, but what we've got, and across the way someone said there's 36, well, we had well over 150 to 200 at one time here. But if we all listen to what I've got to say, we will stop it. First of all, you got to get educated. You have to learn what this is all about. How can 1.7% of the population, and that's the figure often given, how can that population, the homosexuals that identify themselves as homosexual, not gay by the way, they're homosexuals, that's what they are. Don't fall into that choice of talking to them. They are homosexual, period and simple. So how can they affect so much as they've done? How can they affect the politicians? How they can destruct the family? How can they destruct our children and our grandchildren if this continues? How about the church? They had the gall to stand outside of the cathedral when Cardinal George was speaking on said Mass and speaking about the sanctity of life. They're out there yelling at him, screaming at him, telling him he has no right to defend what our Catholic faith teaches us. That's how tolerant they are. They're trying to sell us a lifestyle that is dangerous, disease-prone, HIV, AIDS, hepatitis, I have trouble remembering that one, B and C, and many other things. They're trying to sell us that. It's a dead end, folks. When they end up getting to the age of, if they're still living at 70 and 80, they don't even have a family around them. Dick mentioned my grandchildren. I actually have 27. But our joy is all in our family. So do you want that taught? One thing I agree with 100% on Dick, and why I'm involved in this one, is do you want that taught to your children, your grandchildren? I don't think so. I don't think you... And can you look yourself in the mirror if you do nothing, if you say nothing? If you expect this to stop, but you're counting on a 78-year-old man that put this whole thing together to do it by himself. Dick Walsh can't do it by himself. We all have to be there for him. The joy of today was seeing wonderful black Americans, my brothers and my sisters, and I mean that from the deepest part of my heart. Believe me, I do. Speaking out and knowing they will be there for us. Father Wisniewski and Father Coys will work with the Hispanic community. Also, at the ratio of about 70% are in favor of marriage remaining a man and a woman. Okay, so how do you get involved? Number one, get your foot in the water. Make your mind up. You're just not going to go home and quit now. Get your feet in the water. Gather signatures. You're getting the petitions back here. Take the time to read the description sheets so that you make them good. Fill them out and end up getting more. Work through your church, your tea party, your gatherings. We can do it if we will. Number 2, buy the t-shirts and buy the t-shirt that Peter, I think it was, showed you earlier. That's a good buy. It's $15 or $10, whatever you can afford, but we need financial help here for Dick and the effort too. So go back there and buy those. Number 3, sign the petitions, complete the page, order more for the groups, as I said, in church gatherings. Attend more events like this. We'll have more. Go to the websites. Very important. Go to the websites and learn from that. The websites, again, for those that didn't get it down, defendmarriageillinois.org and americansforlife.com. Those two. Be available when it comes time to wear these red t-shirts to Springfield. If 4,000 people can show up, as they should have, for homeschooling, we ought to be ashamed of ourselves if we can't get twice that and fill 20 buses when the right time comes to go to Springfield. If you don't do it, folks, we're going to lose. This is sad to think, but we're going to lose if you don't. Please let us know with the signatures back there if you're willing to head up a county effort, and we'll put other people with you to head the county itself of Lake County, of DuPage County, wherever it is. Please say you're willing. Listen at least. If you find out later it's more than you can handle, that's one thing. I don't think you will. We'll have people to help you with you. Okay, so let's now end by hearing from the horse's mouth. This may be the most important thing of the whole get-together today. Let's hear from the horse's mouth exactly what they intend to do. This is from a gay columnist. Say, let's face it, we want to indoctrinate children. You've heard this from all of us. I and a lot of other people want to indoctrinate, recruit, teach and expose children to queer sexuality. There's nothing wrong with that, wrote Queerty contributor Daniel Villarreal. As same-sex marriage battle heats up in New York, one writer at a prominent gay news source, this is this guy, is questioning why his lobby refuses to admit that the gay agenda involves indoctrinating school children to accept homosexuality. He points out how homosexual indoctrination has already been introduced in Massachusetts and California schools. We're going to get it here if we don't stop this nonsense right now. While gay activists usually deny that they want to indoctrinate children, said Villarreal, let's face it, that's a lie. We want educators to teach, educators, the school unions, the school system. This is where you really have to worry. We want educators to teach future generations of children to accept queer sexuality. In fact, our very future depends on it. In fact, Villarreal said that his dream of increasing the acceptance, but the future practice of homosexuality among youngsters was common among those. That's what they're geared up to. A while back at a pro-life effort, I began to talk with one of the demonstrators for Choice, and he admitted he was a homosexual. And I told him, we will stop this nonsense for what you're trying to do, to convert marriage, which has been with us for 6,000 years. He said, Finnegan, we're going to get your children. I told that to my kids one time around the Thanksgiving table to try to warn them. And I do spend a lot of time with my children and my 27 grandchildren on this issue. They thought I was nuts. You know, they kind of laughed at me. They respect me. All of them are pro-life. I don't know where they are exactly on this issue, but they, you know, they thought I was crazy. I'm reading what they're all doing. And ending from him, gay rights strategists are hopeful that power shifts in the legislature in favor of gay marriage. There they are. Right after civil unions, they'll come with gay marriage. All right, the last thing.